another video of me faffing around with this loose meat sandwich burger type of thing. I've done some research on the internet and it's actually a thing, but not in the way I did it. It's a bit what I've seen on the internet, a bit like a sloppy Joe without the tomato sauce in it, and then you kind of hold it together with the cheese, but you don't actually fry it, just so the cheese doesn't go kind of crisp. So I just kind of thought, we'll have another go. I bought some mint, I fried it, so it's gone a little bit crisp, but not all of it's going to come crisp because I want that contrast of flavours. I bought those 800 grams and I've cooked it down to 400 grams. So we've lost quite a bit of weight, and I presume that's just fat coming out and water. So there's 100 grams worth of cooked mince in there, and then I'm going to do it a couple of different ways. So I've got some cheap cheddar, we've got the hard cheese again, so that's 50 grams of each of those, and then we'll kind of see how it works. And then I might do one where I stuff some with some mozzarella. I've treated myself to a better mozzarella rather than just a cheap cheese that I normally use, which is that, because I kind of think not everyone's on the same kind of budget, are they? So, and we can still, with cheap food, with cheaper ingredients, we can still make really nice food, in my opinion. So there's no need to be quite snobby about it. Sounds like I've got like a cold. I've just been faffing around with the vac, so it's a bit dusty. So it sounds like I've got a cold, but I haven't. It's just the dust from the vac. So right, turn the gas on, heat that up. I don't think 100 grams is going to be enough, but we'll see how we go. And then I've got some brioche rolls from the supermarket, and we might do a bit in sourdough as well. So I made some sourdough today as well. So we might do one of the sandwiches in some sourdough. So we'll get that up to temperature and pretend that we've fried it off from raw in the pan. We'll pretend anyway. But we'll also see if we actually do need to fry it off beforehand, or it needs to be cooked from raw and then the sandwich kind of made. But we've got a bit of stuff to play around with, so we'll see how it goes. And I've got some more grated red cheese, and we can simply grate a bit more of that. So let's see how this turn out. Probably should cut one of these open while I'm waiting. I already have a knife out. Not that I was prepared, it just happens to be out from coming home from swimming and needing a slice of bread because I was starving. So that's going on, right? So let's use cheap cheese first time. So 50 grams. And then the idea is that we use cheese, combine all the mince together, and then we fry it a little bit so the cheese goes a little bit crispy. I think that needs more cheese. I think that needs more cheese. So it might be equal quantities of cheese and mince that we use. So that's another 50 grams. That's another 50 grams, yes. Let's do equal quantities of mince and cheese. And then we'll see how it turns out, this with the cheap cheese. The video that I saw was like a 1940s American sandwich with American cheese, like that plasticky slice of cheese, which I've never tried, but we've got something similar in this country. That looks alright, doesn't it? Let's just cook it a bit. See, I didn't think there was going to be enough mince, but with that amount of cheese, that's going to be okay. Yeah, so I kind of thought what we'd do is we'd fry it, and then we might be able to put like a slice of, get out a bit thinner like that, and then put in a slice of mozzarella in the centre, and then flip over the cheese over the top. That's what I kind of thought. But for this first one, what we'll do is we'll just fry it until the cheese goes a bit crispy and forms a crust, and then we use that to hold the burger together, which I think would be nice. I just need a container before the delicious cheese fat in too, because we'll be able to use that for something else. We didn't dip the bread in that, couldn't we? That would be ridiculous. So the idea is that we fry this until we get a bit of a crust. Cheese goes a bit crunchy. I think that's too much meat for a brioche bun, unless we're being generous. So the cheese is starting to go crispy there. So that's kind of the idea. But yeah, maybe we're just going to be generous. We'll pull that excess amount of that off. If we were using a grill, that would just, it'd be at an angle with the grill, and that fat would just drain out the bottom. So that's kind of holding together. So that, see? So that's where this is where the Nancy Brothers American sandwich didn't do that. They didn't crisp up the cheese, which I kind of think is a nice idea. So, how does it taste so far? Delicious. Meaty and cheesy. So, don't want to cook it too much. I'm not sure what would put in it, but yeah, it's way too much. It's way too much filling for those brioche. It'd be nicer in a bit of sourdough. It'd be nicer in a bit of sourdough. But we'll do. I'm going to put that in a bit of sourdough. Let's turn that off. Let's put that back in the pan. Let's put it in a bit of sourdough instead. See, look at that. That's kind of what we want. So we'll save that for the second one. And I'll use some of my sourdough for the sandwich. That's the end we want. What's the danger of doing things on top of the cooker? So, burger buns, if you want to be cheap. Sourdough, if you want to be fancy and artisan-y. So, and now that, and that on there, like that. That's probably the one that I should have put the mozzarella in the centre of it. But we can do another one. So, take a picture and we'll give it a taste. Right, so, let's give it a taste. I think fry it hard and maybe flatten it out a little bit and maybe put some cheese on the inside, or yeah, maybe fry it out flat and then fold it over and then put it in the burger bun. I think or in the sandwich, and then you've got the soft cheese in the centre rather than cooking it on both sides. I think yeah, the cheese just needs to be softer, and I don't think frying it on both sides is probably the exact right thing to do. But anyway, we'll live and learn, and we'll do the next one that way. Right, this time, so 75 grams of the cooked mince, and ooh, I think that might be a bit too much. Let's go with the 50 grams worth of hard cheese. I thought like equal quantities again, but maybe not with the hard cheese. Well, maybe. Oh no, we're going to what we call it. We're going to with this one. we'll put the mozzarella on the inside. Does it need a bit more? It might actually, yeah. So that's about 75 grams. No, it's about 50 grams. Yes, that's about 50 grams. Okay, so get that into some kind of elongated shape that we can fold over like that. So that's about half a bun, that's fine. And then a slice of mozzarella there, mozzarella there. Turn the temperature down a little bit to get rid of some of that fat, I think. So I'll just scoop that out of the pan, just slightly off camera. So I need that spoon again. So then we formed a little bit of a crust with the cheese. The mozzarella is starting to melt, and then we can just flip that over, and then the heat of the meat and cheese will melt that mozzarella just that little bit more, and then we can turn that off. Just get rid of that oil out of there. I did something with the oil from fried cheese last time, I can't remember what I did, but anyway, so that in there like that, and then let's just put that on there. That looks impressive. Okay, so we'll take a picture and then we'll tear into it, because I think that'll be interesting. So foolishly, I didn't press the play button. I want to pull the sandwich apart, but does that. So that's on the inside. That's amazing, is that? What does it taste like? Mmm. That's delicious. I think we found a winner. Mmm. Someone must have done one of these before. These are delicious. These are delicious. So, that's a winner. And then we'll do another one where we'll just do the cheap red cheese, and you maybe use that in the centre. So, because that's hard cheese and mozzarella, so that's going to be quite expensive. So if we just do one, see if we can replicate it with the cheap red cheese, then it won't be just as good, but it'll be similar and nice and good, but in a different way. So, but we'll have another go with the whatchamacallit, and then you can kind of decide what you kind of want to do. If you want to go super fancy and use sourdough and hard cheese and some mozzarella, or you want to go cheap, you want to go like burger bun, cheap red cheese and mince, and then more red cheese in the centre to kind of do that type of thing with where the mozzarella is, or you can do a combination of the kind of both. So, but interesting. That's delicious, is that? That's lovely. Right, so another go, but this time just with the cheap red cheese. So 75 grams worth of the cooked meat, 75 grams worth of cheap red cheese. Just get rid of that meat off my spoon, and then I need to weigh out a bit more cheese to go to the centre. Okay. 25 grams there. About 40 grams in that bowl that I've got there. So move this around, melt the cheese. form a patty-ish shape, but an oval one, because we're going to fold it over. Fry the cheese on the bottom so it goes crisp. We need to get rid of some of that fat. Turn that down a little bit. When it starts to go crispy on the bottom, then we think we'll be able to fold it over. Obviously go for over rather than under, because it's nice to have that crust of cheese. And then we'll flip it over. Yeah, so it's just about that. It doesn't take long at all, does it? And then how much cheese we're going to put now. That's about 25 grams. That's about 30 grams. That's about it's about 25 grams. So turn off the heat. Flip it over like so. Push down a little bit. And then the heat of the cooking will melt the cheese on the inside. So we'll take pictures. That looks good, doesn't it? We'll take that, leave that in there, turn it off. So we'll take a picture and then we'll tear into it, and we'll remember to press record this time. The camera's got a little bit greasy from the cooking, so let's just tear into it and kind of see if that works. Oh, there we go, that works, doesn't it? So we've still got the melted cheese on the inside. That's better, isn't it? So we've got crunchy cheese on the outside, a mixture of soft meat and crunchy meat, and then soft cheese on the inside. That's delicious. So, that's lovely. I mean, it's fried cheese, isn't it? What's not going to be delicious about that? So, whichever way you want to do it, it works. You want a fancy version with the hard cheese and mozzarella, works. In sourdough, that works. Or, well, the brioche buns rather than burger buns. So, burger buns with cheese, cheap cheese, two ways in it, that works as well. So, delicious, but yeah, that, you know what I mean, crunchy. Someone must have done these before. So, an independent burger place near me, I might just pop in and see the owner and see if he's heard of anything like this before, because he knows his stuff. He makes some cracking burgers. So I might just pop out for a walk and have a pop in and have a chat with him, see if he's heard of anything like this before. But it's lovely. A winner. A success. So, out of curiosity, let's see if it works with a bit of cooked meat, this burger, instead of cooked mince. So this is just a bit of braised steak that I had in the bottom of the freezer. So 75 grams worth of braised steak, cooked, nice and tender. Heat it up slightly, and then we're going to add 75 grams of cheese, and then we've got some more cheese out of the freezer, which we'll just put in the centre, and then we've got a couple of these buns left, so they should still be alright. A little bit past the best, but I'm not too bothered about that. I'm more just interested in if this is going to work. So, pretty quick. I was also kind of thinking that maybe it'd work with an actual burger as well. You could cook the burger and then chop it up on the hot plate, and then form it back together using the melted cheese. So I can't see why this won't work. It was, I'm sure it was 75 grams of the cheese that we used. We're going to melt it all together. That's what we did. We melted it all together. Oh, and then we need a container for all the fat to come out of it. Although I was thinking about the cheese fat the other day, and I was thinking about maybe doing something with it, or something else with it. So maybe doing something with the cheese fat. Because I think I was just curious about doing something with cheese fat. I was watching a video, and I was quite amazed at this video. I don't think we need any more cheese on that. Well, have I got enough to do another one? Yeah, I've got enough to do another one. So let's see how this goes. So we'll form a crust on the outside, and then we'll kind of fold it up. So it needs to be an elongated shape, and then we'll see, see if it's got enough cheese in it. Turn that down a little bit. There's not that much fat's coming out of it. It must be a different type of cheese. So, and then when it's crispy on the bottom, fold it over, so we do that, and then into that like that, and then just form it together, push it together, lid on, turn it off, and then let's break open to it on camera, and we'll kind of see. It's going to be nice, isn't it? Meat with cheese. Look at that. That's good, isn't it? That works. That works. So I don't think that needs any more cheese in, but we'll give it another go with more cheese, and then we'll kind of see what does it taste like. That's even nicer than the mince. That's delicious. But let's do another one. So we'll overload it with cheese. But I'll eat that first, and then we'll do one which more cheese in the centre. I don't think it needs it, but we'll see how much cheese we've got left and meat and that type of thing, and we'll just have another go. Right, so there's a little more than 75 grams, but some of that could have been actually gravy. So there's about 75 grams of this meat, although it weighed about 85, and then we've got 75 grams of cheese, and then we've just got the tiniest bit of cheese left for the that we're going to put in the centre to see if we can completely go ridiculous with the cheese. Where does the cheese? How does it matter? We can put the cheese. We can put this cheese in, and then we'll use this container to wait. So in that cheese goes. Melt it all together, and then just with this little amount of cheese I've got left, which we can put in the centre. So there's about 20 grams to go in the centre. I've actually got another mozzarella in the fridge, but let's not use that, because I'll only just have to eat it afterwards. So, move the cheese around, melt the cheese, pick up those crusty bits. So I think if we're using meat like this, I think 50 grams would have been better, and then 25 grams for the centre, I think. So fry it until we get a crisp outside edge, which will be meaty and cheesy, and then turn it down a little bit. So cheese in the centre. It's going to be too much cheese. There is such a thing as too much cheese. So that in the centre for sheer ridiculousness. And it's just about crispy. So pat down, then hopefully the heat of all that will soften the cheese on the inside. It's a fair old patty, is that? No, not on there. Like that. Move around, excuse fingers. That there, gas is off. So that's a ridiculous amount of cheese, is that? But I like that. I'll get that to the camera. So the cheese goes crispy and fries, which is delicious. So that over there like that, I think that's spot on. I've seen like a pulled pork burger. See, look at that. That looks great, is that? I saw a pulled pork burger. And they just melt cheese into it. I don't think they actually fry it and then fry the cheese into it. Or maybe they do. I don't know. But I don't think they do it crisp. I don't think they do it crisp. And that's far too much cheese. That's far too much cheese. I can't break that open without making a mess. I think 75 grams worth of cheese is spot on. That's just, yeah. That's far too much cheese, isn't it? Far too much cheese. But anyway, so that works. And in all honesty, I think it's better with that cooked meat than it is with than the mince. But kind of whatever you're working with, isn't it? Really, mince easy to actually braise a load of beef down. Kind of quite a bit of a faff, rather than you could just cook mince kind of quite easily. You know, where braising something takes hours and a lot of faffing around. So better, but more complicated to do. But anyway, success.